Hello everybody, Brian here, and today I thought I would film some Starcraft. I played a match with this random guy called and my friend Morgan and I were practicing and learning how to use the stream, which I will be doing now. I'm going to be streaming around pretty much every Saturday. It'll either be like a Flashpoint in Star Wars, or a Starcraft 2, or maybe like Borderlands or something like that. And so I was streaming some Starcraft, and the game actually was really crazy. And it basically depended at the end which army could defeat the other base quicker, faster. So we are going to get started. So this is me playing Protoss. I've gotten into Protoss a lot. First thing I do is I get around 9, wait to get one of those hundreds and send that Protoss guy. I should have sent that Protoss guy back to get those minerals. Oh, no, okay. So I sent him to get that while I still continue to make probes, because you want a lot of probes. Here he finally discovers me. We do a little combat. He runs away. So as I am building my first gateway, I don't know much about Zerg, but it appears he's just getting minerals and he's just starting his spawning pool. So I could have rushed him because I had my gateway way before he had his spawning pool, but it looks like he's making... Oh, it's an evolution chamber. So let's go back here. Let's slow it down a bit. I build a forge because in Zerg I expect rush really quickly, and so the forge allows me to make something. Let's go here. It allows me to make something called a photon cannon. Photon cannons are a very effective cannon which allows you to take ground and air very well. So I wanted to make that. So I think I'm making a pylon here so I can put those turrets out. I'm also making a cybernetics core. Once you make a gateway, you need to make a cybernetics core. It allows you to learn warp gates. Warp gates is one of the best things ever invented, ever. So I really recommend you guys get those warp gates. Warp gates allows you just to spawn troops in wherever there's a pylon, which means you can spawn them right next to your enemy's base, or you can spawn them in yours. But not only that, it allows you to spawn troops much faster than normal. So here he comes. He's checking it out. My turret and my 2 zealots easily take down that Zergling. He's gonna just be a troll and try to come back, and I just one-shot him with that turret. Like I said before, turrets are wonderful. So he's actually not very good, where it appears he's making roaches and he's not going up Zerglings. So he just made a mother queen here, but I should have rushed him, I now realize. But I was just worried because Zerg usually rushes, so I was expecting a rush. That's why I was just continually making zealots, and then I was going to make that stalker. I still made, what, I have 21 probes, because you need a lot of resources to be an effective Protoss player. So I made a whole lot of probes. If you don't make those probes, then you are in trouble. Alright, so moving back to that Zerg, it appears he's making his second base, which I haven't done yet. I have enough resources, most definitely, but I'm just making that Twilight Council so I can make this. This is... Oh, it's a gateway. Where? I should be making... What? Why aren't you making... Dark Shrine. I only make a Twilight Council to make a Dark Shrine. Dark Shrines are very important. They allow you to spawn in, what are they called? Like Dark Templars. Dark Templars are very effective. They're stealthed, and a lot of noobs don't know how to take down Dark Templars, which is very effective. So I should be making that shrine coming soon. But here we go. We just finished. That's learning warp gate, so I should be making that a warp gate very soon. Here it goes, and then here come 2 more gateways to allow me to spawn up to 3 troops at one time. I also built that second, a simulator, yeah, to get that bonus gas. And here we go. I am making my second Nexus portal a bit late than he is. As you can see, he's doing much better on minerals than I am getting that second, but he's actually not spawning troops at the moment, which is interesting. So let's go back to him. I haven't really looked at this much, so it appears he was just building a small army with roaches. He has found me. I haven't found him, but I'm just pretty much guessing that he's in this area because on usual maps 2v2, where they're usually a 4v4 map, they're exactly across from you. So here I go. I'm making that pylon right there, not only to get bonus troops, but I'm also making it so I can spawn troops right at where they might attack me. It appears that I am continuing to making gateways because the more gateways I have, the more troops I can spawn in. I'm also spawning in more probes, which means I'm running around 29 probes. At one point I was playing with some of my friends. I had 70 probes, all making me stuff, all getting me those resources. So here comes in that 4th gateway, and the 5th one is coming. I'm making a robotics facility. Reasons? Because I can make something called an immortal, excuse me. Immortals are very important, and I really recommend that you make them because they're kind of like tanks, but they also I can also make an observer and a what is that called? I'll know in one sec. I can also make a warp prism. A warp prism basically does what a pylon can do, but it's flying. So here I am making more. I put in that Stargate so I can make a Void Ray. Void Rays are very, very good. I really recommend them. But here goes my observer. I know he's over there, but I want to send a I just want to send an eye there. I have mapped the observer so I can quickly go to him. And here we go. I am building up this second base. I don't bring probes from my first base to my second one. I just spawn a whole bunch of probes on my second one. Especially with that chrono boost, I'm able to get a lot of probes out there very quickly. So we're at around 14 minutes in the game. I'm running with 2 bases with 4 simulators getting that gas. I'm at around 1,000 minerals constantly, even though I'm spawning a whole bunch of stuff. As you can see, I've gotten that immortal out and these 2 pylons, and I also made this warp prism, so I'll be able to spawn troops right here. This worries me though, because he's slowly corrupting here, and when I found that out, I was a little concerned. But he has his little army. He's just kind of plain paranoid. He's expecting an attack from me, which actually won't happen for a while. So let's go back to my main base here. I'm just pumping out these Void Rays. The more, the merrier. Back here I have these 2 in case he tries to flank me. So here we go. It looks like my probes are about to run out of those minerals. So I'm going to be sending all of them over there. I don't believe I make a 3rd base in this. I should have. But I didn't because I was still playing that paranoia where I thought I would be Zerg rushed. But this guy looks like a long-time player, which looks bad because you don't want to be patient with Zerg. The whole point of Zerg, in my opinion, is to rush immediately. But here I am. I'm using that warp prism to spawn in stalkers right at his base. But I'm not really doing that yet. I'm now sending troops over to here. I'm kind of building a little army right under his nose. He doesn't even know it's there. Let's go to him. Yeah, he has no idea that in fact I have an entire army right here. Let's go back to everyone. I am building up forces here, but this is the interesting thing. Here comes his army. Okay, he's about to attack, and I see that mass, and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm just using this warp prism, making as many of these. I am sending ships over. Here comes his army. He thinks that this is all I have, but I don't. He's stupid and doesn't follow, and then he attacks me. I have 2 immortals here where I can defend it, and I have 1 turret doing just fine, taking these down. I'm spawning this, but now I'm realizing, let's pause here. Let's go back a bit. So, well, maybe that was 2 back, whatever. So, what he did wrong is okay, I'm moving my probes here. Alright, so now I'm building this. I'm not expecting to attack yet. I want to get more ships because I don't think these are enough ships at the moment. But I'm going to do it anyway. So as we speed ahead here, let's get to where, here we go. So this is the speed we were playing at the moment. His forces are gathering. Okay, I see this. This worries me, because I don't know, I don't have enough defense. So this is the interesting move I did. I could have kept these men, or even brought this army back, but I risked it. I kept these people and even brought some troops from my main base over to the base I'm setting up here. But as you can see with this strategy, the warp prism, right? You can only spawn a certain amount of troops, right, in a certain area. But once that area gets filled, you can't do that anymore. But I kind of see this army, and this is his first mistake. He attacks these, but doesn't pay attention and doesn't follow up on the second one. I don't know if he can see it. Yeah, he should be able to see it. Yeah, so he just saw both of those leave. But he's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to attack. But this is when I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. So, at this point, this is when I got my adrenaline rush. We have my army, which actually isn't that big. Compared to most Protoss players, that's not a big army. I didn't, advance. I don't have any carriers. I didn't go up and get any Colossus. I mean, I don't even have any Dark Templars. This whole thing was a waste. But I have upgraded my weapons, and so it's kind of like this. I have these troops and all these turrets to defend, and what does he have to defend? He has a few troops, but this is where the battle gets interesting. So here I go. I have my sentries, and I'm just kind of like, I'm deciding what I should do. Should I attack these? No. Screw it, let's do the full thing. I actually forget that there's a ship here. But here, he is doing that. I'm doing just fine. A Void Ray comes in, and it's helping out, taking out, where I'm just taking out his second base. I get some Zealots stuck here, and actually some troops aren't doing anything because I am now focused over here. I'm spawning in Stalkers, trying to defend my base, but then he realizes that he may not be able to complete this battle. So I'm getting kind of worried at this point. I don't know how many more troops he has, and he's coming in, and he's destroying those. I don't know what he's doing here, but here we go. I am coming in to his second base with my full army. I still have that one just sitting there for some reason. But here comes his army, and I'm worried that I may not be able to defend against this. So my main goal is to either defeat him before he defeats me, and this is mostly a race. Who can take down an army better? Right now, he's just attacking those pylons, which is smart because then I won't be able to spawn in troops, but he's completely ignored this Void Ray, which is doing more than enough and defending my main base. So even though my second base, I have more than enough materials, I don't need the second base anymore. That gives me time to his first base, where I've just surrounded it, and I have taken down his main, and now he has nothing left. So this was a very good game, and here is his GG, and then he surrenders. So yeah, that was a very good game. It was all about rushing and a Zerg versus Protoss rush. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you like my commentary on this, I will be doing more, and I will be streaming this, and then I will be reviewing them on YouTube and uploading it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.